Hi everyone! Today I am meeting with Ramon Herrera, the marketing manager of El Paso Animal Services. I will be interviewing him about what Animal Services of El Paso does and how we as a community can help. We will also get a glimpse of what Animal Services looks like from the inside. I can't wait! Hopefully we'll also get to see some animals that are currently in their care. So come with me, let's go! What services does El Paso Animal Services provide for our community?
So one of our big services we provide here is basically care for the animals that no one is currently caring for right now, whether they're stray, homeless, or they go missing from their owner and they'll make their way here. We also provide other services like providing microchips, free microchips through clinics, vaccines through clinics. We also provide people an opportunity to volunteer, foster, to be involved in helping animals. And I think that's been one of the coolest things lately, because that wasn't always the case here at Animal Services years ago. We didn't really have a big volunteer program. We didn't have a foster program. And having those programs and seeing how popular they are now made us realize that we're doing the right thing, that El Paso wants to be part of our no-kill mission. So we've got a lot of cool stuff going on here, but it all boils down to caring for El Paso's pets.
I agree. Services is working towards becoming a designated no-kill shelter. So what does Animal Services need from the community to meet that goal?
We need them to be involved, and being involved can mean being a volunteer, being an adopter, being a foster. If you don't have time to dedicate to a pet and you want to donate, you could donate items. And really the easiest thing right now for us to reach our no-kill goal is just to be a responsible pet owner, because what's making it difficult for us is that we still have so many animals coming into the building. So if we could reduce the amount of pets that come into our building, we'll be able to reach that no-kill goal of ours, because the more pets that come in, the less chance it gives us at, let's say, providing that extra attention to that animal that is sick, that we could care for and hopefully provide extra attention for. So that's what we need from El Paso, is just to be involved. We have about 140 employees, but 140 employees can't make the impact that, let's say, that 800,000 people in El Paso can. So we need everyone to be involved, and you could be involved, again, as simply as just taking care of the pets you have in your home. Has pet retention services. Can you explain what these services are? A lot of times all people need is information to make the right decision. So if someone comes in and says, I need to give up my pet, the way it was done years ago is we would just say, okay, fill out this form, give me your ID, and we take the pet. And we stopped doing that, and we started asking, why are you surrendering your pet? And sometimes the decision is as simple as, right now I don't have money to feed them. They're good pet parents, they love their animals, but they didn't have, let's say, the resource to feed them. So we started having resources like, okay, we have some extra food, let's send you off with food. Do they need a vaccine? Let's set them up with the vaccine. Or sometimes it's just information. Let's say their dog, people love adopting puppies, but puppies are a lot of work, and they don't know how to train a puppy. So a lot of people, unfortunately, will give up on that puppy, where we could give them information on how to improve on their puppy training. And oftentimes people seem overwhelmed, but when we give them the information, they feel better. They go back home, they said, okay, I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to keep my puppy another 2 weeks. I'm going to follow your advice. And often, and a lot of times, it works out for them. And then that puppy stays in that home. The owner feels good about what they did. And now we turn someone that was inexperienced to an experienced pet owner.
Can you tell me what Animal Services does in the community outreach capacity?
So it goes, just as I had mentioned with the surrender prevention, it starts with little things like that. With the customers that come into the building, our social media people are stuck to their phones. We understand that that's the way a lot of people communicate now. So we do focus a lot of our attention on putting responsible pet tips online, letting the public know what the situation is here at Animal Services. Oftentimes people think they're doing okay, they're on their mission to no kill. And recently we had to tell people just how difficult it's been for us lately, because I think people felt that Animal Services is a place where you could just take your animals and I hate to say it, the responsibility is off them. Take them to Animal Services, I don't have to think about them anymore. And I think that does a disservice not only to us but to the animal in the community. Let's make these people responsible pet owners. Through social media, we'll do outreach through our own volunteers. We do training with our fosters. We do training with. We'll go to community events, school events. That's something we want to really grow. We want to get to a lot of the younger El Paso population. So we want to be in schools. We've been in schools here and there, but I see our program being in schools on a weekly basis, because I think that's where we're going to have a big impact.
Yes, I agree. People in our community aren't aware of your podcast that Animal Services does. Can you tell us about it and how to find it and tune in?
Yeah, our animal podcast started as an idea of how do we let people know of all the good things happening in the shelter, and even sometimes the tough things that happen in the shelter. So we talked it over and we started realizing, there's a lot of things that happen day to day here, but as people that work here, we think it's normal. So we decided to take a step back and let's start saving these little story ideas that will help the public, or tips that we could put out on a monthly basis. So the podcast, we try to put it out by the second Wednesday of every month. We try to have a recap of the previous month. So the July episode should be out in about a week. That will recap everything we did in June. We try to keep it around 5 minutes. We try to make it entertaining. We understand people can't always come to the shelter, so this is our way of giving people an inside look. When it's ready, we post it on the city's YouTube page. We post it on our Facebook page. And then we'll also cut little segments from that 5-minute video and use it on our Instagram. It's also on our website. I see the podcast growing because you bring up a great point, is that we need to reach more people with it. I see it growing by hopefully making a partnership with one of the news stations and seeing if there's a way where they could incorporate it either on air or on their web channels, their websites, their social media channels. So there's a lot of ideas floating around. We're very happy about it because we've been recognized by some state agencies for the way the video is put together and the information it puts out. So it has a lot of potential. We're going to be doing a special edition, one in July, where we will be taking a kind of like a documentary look at what it's like here at the animal shelter on July 5th when all the animals come in after the July 4th holiday. So we're excited by it. We hope the community continues to support us on that, and we look at putting it out a lot more.
requirements. I, along with other kids like me, want to help. So what would you suggest we do to help animals in our community and help animal services in general?
Zoe, how old are you?
I am 12.
12. We realized we had that challenge, that we realized kids like yourselves wanted to help about a year and a half ago. So we said, what can we do within our own rules that we have within the city? So we created a program that is geared towards 7 to 13-year-olds called the Kitty Reading Book Club. And what that allows, it allows kids like yourself to come in and be involved in our mission to care for the animals. And what we do is we allow the kids to read to the dogs or the cats. It not only helps you guys with your reading practice, but it gets the animals comfortable being around humans, especially little humans like yourself, because we want the animals to be very socialized, so when they go to a home, they're comfortable with their new family. So that's one way we realized, because we didn't have that volunteer opportunity always, and we heard from the community that, you know, hey, my 8-year-old wants to help out. They see what you guys are doing, so that's one of our new programs. We allow teenagers to come in from 14 through 17, as long as they come with their parents to volunteer. They basically could do a lot of the dog walking, creating enrichment toys, and then when someone's 18, they could come on full board. But let's say you couldn't come for a kitty reading book club. A big way to help us is doing exactly what you're doing, which is putting out good information about how to be a responsible pet owner and how to care for pets in the community. That is the best way anyone can help, of any age. If you can't come to the shelter, help us educate, because really oftentimes people will say, you know, I didn't know that, you know, July 4th was a big holiday where pets go missing. But I saw my friend posted it on their social media page, and now I feel, you know, informed that I need to take care of my pet because I don't want them going missing. So oftentimes it's the littlest things like that, sharing a post or putting some information out on social media, creating great videos like yours, which will help us in various ways. You'll be surprised sometimes kind of the impact you can have by helping us get information out.
Well, that was all our questions for today, but thank you for your time, and thank you for answering them, and I will certainly get this out there so we can inform some people that don't know about how great you guys are helping with the community.
So. Oh, you're awesome, Zoe. Thank you for being what I say, a friend and a partner to animal services, because I think we need everyone to be like you and help us save more animals.
Thank you.